Guess I probably should have set my shit up before I got started. Anyway, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't base anything I say off these videos. I'm just doing it for pure entertainment purposes only. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's all there is to it. Basically, seeing a lot of talk going around. A lot of people concerned with, I guess, probably the, if not if not the greatest investors of our time or in history ever, Warren Buffett selling off positions, talking about selling off his Bank of America, talking about selling off Apple. Not completely selling off. I guess I should reword it. I've read that he's selling good chunks of it. This could be a sign of many things. Could it be a sign of a moass? Maybe. Could it be a sign that he's 93 years old and he's just trying to get his affairs in order? Maybe. Could it be a sign that he's just trying to crash the market to get people to sell and then he buys back in? Maybe. I don't know. Really, no one knows 100% for sure what he's doing. But one thing I've kind of learned on my own in this market is once you start trying to chase and follow someone to try to make their exact moves, you get yourself caught up, kind of get in trouble. So for me personally, it doesn't mean that just because he's selling his Apple, I'm going to sell my Apple. Yeah, I'm probably going to see a dip because there's probably going to be a lot of people that are going to do that. But in other words, I'm not going to follow his moves just because he's a fucking genius. He's already doing it. Once you start chasing and following, like I said, you're already kind of in a bad spot. So make your own financial decisions. For me personally, I'm still buying in, especially like Apple. Long-term hold like that. It might have a dip, but I don't plan on selling my Apple anytime soon. I'm planning on holding that one for a few years, so it doesn't stress me out there. But the other on the other hand of this, the way you could look at it is, maybe him selling and he keeps selling, people keep following. You see some sort of a market crash, and it sucks, but in a way, if you're holding onto like a GME or AMC, a crash can also create a moass for various reasons. The reasons I believe would be just because banks going to start needing money, start knocking on that door, making the calls for those margin calls. It's a possibility. It is a possibility, but I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It's possible, but like I said, there's several ways you could look at it. He could just be, he's 93 years old. He could just be trying to get his shit in order. He could be foreseeing a crash. He's pulling out. There's several reasons why he could be doing that, but it does, boost opportunity for a couple things. For me, it boosts opportunity to buy in at a lower price because I think there is going to be more and more people following what he does. Like they're going to see he's selling Apple, they're going to sell. And like I said, for me, Apple's a very long-term hold. It's one of those companies that I believe is like a blue chip stock for me. I'll probably hold till I'm 60, 70 years old if I'm alive that long, God willing. So, and obviously everything I say, you take it with a grain of salt because I reserve the right to change my mind. There's things that happen in the market that like, hey man, I was going to hold this long term, but I decided not to. Hold on a second. Well, oh my God. My bad. Okay, I had a customer come in, and that's this is a deep thinking video. I was letting you guys think for yourselves and be on your own thoughts. Now that I'm back, no, I'm playing. I had a customer, man, and had to take care of this customer because he's got a big, one of my big customers. I had to take care of it. Anyway. I don't know if it's an issue, but a lot of people were concerned with the fact that he's selling Apple, Bank of America. I think some of you guys were already here while I was talking about it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Either way you look at it, for me, there's a couple ways to look at it, and I really think part of it might be just his age. The dude's 93 years old. You know what I mean? Might be trying to just get some affairs in order. A lot of people think he might maybe making the market crash so he can buy back in. Maybe he just wants some money. Who knows? Plug my charger in before I die here. There's several reasons. A lot of people think that one thing that is for certain, if he sells and keeps selling and people follow and there is a market crash, that definitely opens up the doors for a moass Nothing's guaranteed, but it definitely opens the doors for margin calls, banks needing liquidity, money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if Warren Buffett's selling a lot of his shares out of banks, and the banks are going to go, oh my God, I need to recoup some of this money. This AMC shit, this GME shit's been, let's just take care of it, let's wrap it up. Who knows? That could be part of their thought process. So there's several ways to look at it. I don't really see negative in it anyway. It's the market, man. The market's going to have its ups and downs. It's going to have shocking news and have good news. And there's also the fact that he could be considering the fact that, I'm not trying to get political, but if Kamala Harris gets in there and she's been talking about taxing unrealized gains for people that liquidity over 100 million, obviously people like that, we're going to get taxed. Maybe he's pulling out and he's saying, hey, let me just fill this out until after the election. I don't know. There's several ways to look at it. But, I don't panic on these type of situations because there's always some sort of breaking news. Especially, you learn, being in AMC so long, I've learned panic on a lot of this stuff. Once you use your emotions too much, you're panic selling or panic whatever, or you're FOMOing in, that's usually not a good combo. This is how it works. That's how it's always been. FOMOing in, I don't know, like I've done it before. You panic and you're, oh my God, I got to get in before it's too late, and then you buy at the top, drops, and you're sitting here holding the bag for a long time until it recoups. Or if you panic sell, you're like, oh my God, I got to get out while it's low, and then all of a sudden it jumps back up. So for me, my investor's mentality is more long term on everything. I'm not a day trader. I don't bounce in and out of sales. I'm not knocking anyone that does. If you're making money that way, cool. For me personally, I've gotten in and out of plays quick, but for the most part, where I've made what I would say decent amount of money off of my trades, it's been something that I've held for over months to a year to a 2-year hold. There has been occasions where you can jump in and out, but it's a couple $100 here and there. But yeah, so I wouldn't be too concerned. I'm not too worried about it. That's where I'm at with it. I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not worried about it, I guess is the best way I can put it. But yeah, I did see, and look at like companies like Apple. To me, I don't think they're going anywhere. You can freak out and say they're going to go out or whatever. They're going to go under. That type of company is always going to figure out a way to stay on top, at least for now, the next decade at least. I don't see them falling off anywhere. But like I said, I reserve my right to change my mind if anything crazy happens. I said, oh my God, I was wrong. Boom, I'm out. And plus, I'm not a financial advisor, so. But I do see, if this happens, like, and there's several lanes, I guess, it's like the Marvel multiverse. There's several different ways this could go. But if it does go the way of a crash, it's gonna suck for the economy. It's gonna suck for the way shit's gonna inflation and cost of goods. But for the AMC holder, the GME holder, anyone that's involved in any stock that's going to have to be margin called and they've got a good amount of shares, they're going to put themselves in a good position, in my personal opinion. Could be wrong. I could be right. I don't know. I guess only time will tell. It's been a long road. I mean, a lot of us have been here for a long time. So we've seen a lot of different things happen that should have triggered a moass, or that should shut the whole damn company down, and we're still kind of even kill in the middle. So that's why I keep my eyes and ears open to all these things, but I don't panic. I don't freak out. I don't see no reason to. Obviously, sometimes, yes, you get excited when you see the chart showing that it should do this, and volume, and institutions buying in, whatever. But when it comes down to it, my brain is programmed to hold until I see money that I want to sell at, or until I'm so damn broke I just have to sell my shares. And no one's going to judge you. Well, people might judge you, I guess. I shouldn't say that, but I'm not going to judge you. I don't care what you guys do with your shares. At this point, it's been long enough to where if you feel like you want to get out, you can get out. If you feel like you want to double down on your position, you double down. If you feel like you're just gonna hold, you hold. I don't know. That's your personal choice. Your own money, your choice. Um, but like I said, I just feel like um, I don't know. I don't even know if it's really that big of news. There's just so many people talking about it on some of the Reddit boards, on some of the Facebook groups about Warren Buffett this, Warren Buffett that, and is it a distraction? I don't know. Um, but if you don't let it be a distraction, if you don't let it stress you out, it's not going to. You control your money, your mind. Um, so obviously you can educate yourself and read up on these things and say, okay, yes, I do want to sell, or yes, I do want to buy. That's your own choice. Whatever you choose. But um, I would say personally, just don't put your emotions in on it. So, and people always say that. I've heard a lot of people say don't trade on emotion. You know what I mean? So there's a lot to look at in that scenario, but all in all, it's just guessing at this point. Everyone's guessing. No one knows except him and his team or whatever they're doing. No one knows. All I can hope for is it triggers a moass. If not, then guess what? I'm gonna continue to buy and hold like I've been doing. You know what I mean? Nothing's changed. The one thing that's crazy is I got some shares I'm transferring out of one broker to another, and I'm like, my God, wouldn't it be my luck that I have 300-400 shares in limbo while this thing pops? I would just so if it does moass, it's probably because I decided to finally transfer shares. So, um, DT, what's up? What up? What up? Says bought 40 last week, 20 more today, and if it stays like this, 20, yeah, that's the thing too. Is I've been kind of holding off on my buying, but when I see that price get under 5, man, it gets kind of juicy. So I bought a few shares today, nothing too crazy. Um, you know, there is a potential that this thing could drop back down to like lower fours, upper 394, and if it does that, then that's really a heavy buy zone for me. That's where I'll just start fucking selling my kittens or some shit. I don't have kittens, but if I had cats, I would sell my cats and buy shares. Also, um, that's the other thing. We talked about the cat system going into effect. It is in effect now, I believe. But I think these things could take time. Like, something triggers the cat system and they have to go in and investigate and go through. I don't know if you've ever seen, just like locally, this where I live at, there's some massage parlors that were just busted for, bad shit. They're bringing in hookers and shit like that, whatever the case is. But, I was just reading on the article where it said that they had been investigating it for 6 months. So something like that, you look at these things, if something goes on and there's something big happening, they've got to investigate, they've got to get their ducks in a row, so all that shit too. So, I don't know, just something in the air feels a something fills up, and I think a lot of us feel that gut instinct when something's going on. And I don't know, I can't translate what this one is. I don't know if it's up, down, sideways. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if I don't really feel like it's something too huge, but I feel like there is something going on in the background. Is it political? Possibly, very possibly. So, yeah, Roaring Lion says, Roaring Lion, what's up, man? He says it will happen after AMC moass, which will crash the whole market. I believe you're right. If they do let that thing rip and it gets uncontrollable, then the market's going to have, it'll crash. It'll recover, though. That's just how it works. It's the same thing over and over. Fucking fly just landed on my Celsius. Now he's flying all over the place. Larry P. Something is up. Says something is up. I still remember when there was a so-called glitch in Berkshire not so long ago. Yeah, the glitches and stuff like that. Maybe they're true, maybe they're not. I don't know, but it does seem iffy. Now with the Berkshire one, I don't know what was going on there, but I do remember there was like a huge dip for like a split second, right? And people that actually bought in right there that did no, you can't do that. So, DT. Yeah, so that's all I'm saying though. As far as that goes, too, if the cat system's up and running and they found something and it's something big that they think they need to look into, it probably ain't gonna just be like, hey, we found something and let's announce it. If they're doing, if let's just hypothetically, SEC goes in and finds any company doing something really big and bad, They're not going to just come out tomorrow and be like, guess what? They're doing illegal activity. They're going to take their time. They're going to investigate. They're going to put their ducks in a row before they make any allegations, prosecutions, arrests, any of that type of stuff. They're going to make sure everything's set. And then from that point, you still got to go through the battle of the court system. And then after the court system, you got to go through the battle of the next court system when they'll undeniably probably appeal. So it's a long process, man. So I personally would prefer something like a black swan event that happens and it just rips. But at this point, I've been holding so long, I can hold for as long as it takes. DT says, make sure the massage happens. Yeah, there was a lot of, man, you should see the comments on these. But yeah, there was a massage parlor. There was about, 4 of them. I think they got busted. So, I don't know. But that was a bad reference. Is this the news I was reading today? Let me see what's going on. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, I've gotten off subject now for sure, but I would say that yeah, DT, man. Art Mason says we got to hold the 200. What's crazy is if this thing were just to be where I believe it would be, or should be, or could be, 200 would just be a little beginning, because and it all depends on people too. Holding if everything was legit, just all of a sudden right now they just flipped a switch and everything went legit and they let it fly. I think 200 would just be surpassed very easily, and I think that's why. That this is so GME and AMC, and I'm sure there's others out there that are just so pushed out of the way and make us sound crazy. All these YouTubers and AMC fanatics, they're a cult, they're weirdos, they don't know anything about the market, they don't understand how it works. And then you got hedge fund managers arguing with people on Twitter, straight up just lying. You know what I mean? So. I think that we have the potential right here, right now, that if people start panic selling a lot of those, like Bank of America and Apple and stuff like that, they do follow Warren Buffett, and they do, which I don't do. I don't like to follow people because I feel like once you know their moves, it's a little too late. You kind of have to be right there with them, because then who knows, they've already bought back in. Then tomorrow they're gonna say, oh, they bought back in, and then you're like, oh shit. So that's why I say it's better to make your own financial decisions. That's why I say I'm not a financial advisor, though, because, hey, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is better to follow them. I don't know. I just make my own personal decision. My personal decision is not to panic sell. And especially for a stock that you don't want to sit there and watch it every day, because something like Apple, I could just look at it on the daily and be like, oh my God, I should have sold this day, I should have sold that day. But if I zoom out and look at the past 5 years, I'm going, okay, well, shit, let me hold that for 5 more, So there's always going to be some sort of big news, some sort of big breaking news, some sort of big dip, some sort of big rip all over the market. You just got to decipher what's best for you. But I got to jump off, man. I got to run and do some tax forms and some stuff going on for the new shop. Papa Cap says, I know there's more to it than that. Just basic thoughts up there. Art says AMC is now a long-term hold. That's why I'm looking at it too. I mean, everything's a long-term hold at this point for me. I don't really have a lot that I'm jumping in and out of. I feel financially stable enough to where I'm not trying to hurry and make a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there. I'm trying to build for the old man, me, my personal me, the old me. You know what I mean? So when I'm older and I don't want to keep selling hats or pressing shirts or promoting concerts or whatever the case is, then I'll just do that. So, and who knows, it may not work out, but the history tells me that long-term holds have been good. Yeah, Bitcoin also. I'm still in on Bitcoin. What I've done with Bitcoin is I took one of my wallets and I just don't check it, don't look at it. I've just ignored it. And I've got one, where I just kind of jump in and out. But I think for the most part now, most of my stuff, like even Bitcoin, anything, is just hold, hold, hold. Yep. So we just gotta, do what's best for yourself. Papa Cap says we're still holding. Yep. Just keep going, brothers. Yep. We just, I do wish success for everyone in here, man. I hope everyone um, gets what they need out of these things. So that's one of the main things. You get what you need and follow your instinct and don't let this shit stress you out, man. Other than that, I gotta jump out. Like I said, I gotta go finish up some tax papers, that fun type of stuff. I'll probably be asleep on my desk in the next 20 minutes. I'm trying to read that shit. But have a good day. Be blessed. Hopefully, get rich soon. And peace.